Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Matt's Finds. We got some cool stuff that we're going to show you that we found this week at the thrift stores. And of course, as always, I want to give some shout outs to our local viewers. So the first one we're going to give a shout out to is Donna Key, who owns the Village Alterations, and she's located out of Pendleton, South Carolina. So if you need that dress altered, you need that favorite pair of pants sewn, you get holes in your stuff, and you live in the Pendleton area, go ahead and give her a holler at Village Alterations. So I also want to give a shout out to a viewer of ours named Matt Glass, and Four Monkeys Bounce Rentals is his business, and you can look them up on their website at www.fourmonkeysfun.com. If you need an inflatable for like a church event or like a school event or even a birthday party in your backyard, don't hesitate to look those guys up, and they can handle all your rental needs. I also want to give a shout out for April Plexico for Go Kickball Greenville. They are located at the Croc Center in Greenville, South Carolina. And remember, guys, when you was a kid and you loved playing kickball and you just dominated the field, right? Now is your chance to go do that and relive those times as an adult, right? So go check them out. It's the premier social experience, and you can find them at www.gokickball.com/Greenville and check out their page if you're interested. Also want to give a shout out to a viewer named Jeff Rivers, who owns East Coast Soft Wash Commercial and Residential. They can do roof washing, exterior home washing, driveways, exterior windows, and much more. So check them out on their Facebook page. That's East Coast Soft Wash Commercial and Residential. You can call them at 803-468-6343. Alright guys, so let's get the show started. We got some cool stuff that we found. So the first thing that we found is, of course, some Star Wars collectibles. I always got to snatch that stuff up. This is from 1998 Hasbro from the Kenner collection. This is Lobot with the blaster pistol and transmitter, and it also comes with a freeze frame action slide. And if you didn't know, Lobot is Lando's assistant on, in the movies. So if you haven't seen the movies, I'm not even going to explain all that yet. But of course, to be in this great of shape, you already know this was in the glass. So I paid, I think, $5 for this. So it's a little high for a thrift store, but in that condition, I mean, I had to scoop that up, guys. So check that out. It's pretty cool. It's got like the movie scenery from the back right here. I mean, it's in great shape too. I don't know how sought off their Lobot is, but I'm sure, there wasn't too many of these made. But if there was, let me know down in the comments what you guys think that you'd possibly get for this. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the next thing that we got, guys. This is pretty cool. This is from 1986, and it's still got the tag on it where I paid $1.50 for it. This is a Milton Bradley Battleship travel game, and it still has the box in decent shape. I mean, there's some little wear and tear, but I mean, just like me, if you're from 86, I mean, you're going to have a few scars on you, Let's open it up. And it's pretty cool. I've never really seen it like this, but those are the boards. You got your red side and your blue side, and what you do is you just pull it apart like this, slide it, and then you open up your board like this right here, and all your pieces are down inside, right? So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's awesome. But I just had to save this, man, because it's got the box, it's got all the pieces. I counted everything up, and for $1.50, I couldn't beat that. And I mean, it's just vintage. It screams vintage. I mean, just look at the card that's on the front of the box right here and on the back of it right here. I mean, that's pretty cool, man. Like, one day I'm going to build me one of those board game shelves so I can just have all my board games on there. But, if it's for the right price, I'll sell it to anybody out there. So if you need vintage board games, let me know. I got a bunch of them. All right, so we're going to go on to the next thing that we got, guys. This right here is from 1991 by Acme. This is the Treasure Trolls. And they're rare because most didn't really make it through the 90s, but this one is in pretty good condition. And I didn't find this in the glass. I actually found this in the kids department in the toy area and stuff. But I was flipping through all the different bins because this one thrift store that I go to a lot, they like to do what they do is they'll take these huge containers And all the toys that they get in for the day that they're going to put out, you know, they'll just dump it into these huge bins and they'll just put it out on the shelf for you to go through yourself. They're not going to sit there and go through every little toy, you know. Well, so I'm digging through looking for vintage stuff like I always do, and I found this. But I just think that's pretty cool. I know a lot of people that used to collect these back in the day, but to be from 91, I mean, that's in pretty good condition. Not really many scratches and stuff. But I can tell this is kind of like a beachy kind, and on the eyes I can kind of see like where there was some glue at one point. So I'm starting to think that this one's missing a pair of sunglasses. Some of them did have sunglasses, some of them didn't. But I just thought that was a cool find. Let me know if you guys ever collected treasure trolls whenever you were young, because I mean I didn't, but I mean I knew a bunch of people that was always getting these, and I think I remember you could get these even smaller in like the vending machines with the little bubble balls or the eggs and stuff like that. So let me know down in the comments if you guys ever came across any of these in your younger days. Alright, so the next cool thing that we have found is from 1988. This is a Disney Mickey Mouse Christmas ornament made in Taiwan. Has the official stamping on the back. But when I first bought it, and I only paid 50 cents for it because I like collecting vintage Christmas ornaments for all my different Christmas trees. But I didn't notice this because it was just so, you know, fast when I threw it in the buggy. But he was missing a hand when I looked up the original figure of how this one's supposed to look like. It's missing his hand, like you know how he does his finger and it, you know, magic happens. But yeah, that right there is a pretty cool find. Even though it's missing the finger, I'm still probably going to keep this for my Christmas ornament collection and throw it on a tree. And who knows, one day I might try to repair that and make it just like it looked like in the picture I saw of it. Alright, so the next thing's pretty cool too. It's not really vintage, but it is Disney related. So I had to go ahead and scoop it up. But it says from the Walt Disney World. This right here is a picture frame holder. And I mean, it's collectible. It's the castle themed picture frame, and it's got the official markings on it, like right here at the bottom, Disney, made in China, stamped in. You got the Disney World, and even on the bottom of it, it's got all the authentic original Disney parks. And you can tell what I paid for it on the stamp right there. I only paid $2.50, but this was at one time selling for $20 at Disney World. So not too expensive find, but you know, one day it might be sought after. I don't know, but man, this thing's got some weight to it. Like, this isn't some cheap like plastic. This is like some mortar, or I mean, it's heavy, guys. This isn't something cheap, and I mean, it's great detail. It's pretty clean. So I went ahead and scooped that up. I've been starting to learn here lately that Disney stuff does really well. Like, Disney collectors, you guys are nuts out there. But yeah, man, let me know in the comments if you buy stuff like this too when you see it. I mean, I don't collect picture frames or nothing like that, but there might be somebody out there that collects Disney picture frames. Like, that's all they collect, because I know that they're out there. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to the next thing that we found. This is pretty cool because this right here is from 1987, guys. Who remembers this thing? This is the Fisher-Price medical bag. And inside actually still has some of the original stuff. Like, here's the name card that never got filled out, where you put your name on it. It's got, let's see here. Looks like your thing you hit the knee with. I don't know what that's called. Let me know down in the comments. I know my wife does. She studies this stuff. Looks like, I'm going to say that's like a thermometer. And then like a tongue thing, right? But I did look it up online. It is missing like the heart thing, you know. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. When I was young, actually, they had this when I think it was like first grade, Miss Burnett's class at Duncan Elementary, I believe. They had this in like the toy area. Like, we had like a toy area, you know. Like, you had recess. But if it was like a rainy day or something like that, that was like the only time you was allowed to go into the toy area. But this was one of the things that was in there. And I remember, we'd play doctor, we'd take red markers and like draw little wounds on our arms and stuff, and then have people wrap the bandages over it. And it was like we was pretending we were MASH, you know. But that's pretty cool, man, to survive that long and still be intact. Because I know, like, today, I've seen some pocketbooks from Wish last only, like, 2 weeks. So, I mean, this thing was made pretty decent, you know. It's got the stamping inside that tells you that it's from 1987. So, I think that's awesome. Let me know down in the comments if you guys ever had this or played with it. And did you become a doctor eventually or what, you know? So, it's pretty cool find. Alright, so now we got some vintage stuff. And when I mean vintage, some of this stuff right here might be antique. I'm not going to go through every single one of these and dating them and all that. I'm just going to throw them out there on for sale. But these are pretty cool. You got, this one's pretty old. I believe, let's see. We got a very rare copy. Piano sheet music, and it's old too, guys. I just can't find the exact date. I just do know it's from the, like, 30s, 40s, but very rare copy of Alpine Hut, the piano sheet music from 19. So if you guys know about pianos and stuff, like, my mother-in-law is like the best pianist I know. And I'm sure as soon as I show her these, she's going to be like, oh my God, I know who that is. Or she's at least heard of it or something like this. But I do not know anything about, like, pianists, you know. Like, I know the old school composers like Beethoven and stuff like that. But I don't know, like, you know, this stuff right here. So if you guys know who this is or what this could possibly be worth, let me know down in the comments, because I need to get more educated on the sheet music stuff, because I know some of these oldie ones can go for big bucks. Alright, so we got that. So we also found a rare copy of Hannon, and I was able to find some information on this. This one is from 1939, and it says it's a rare copy to have this. The Virtuoso pianist. So pretty cool, from New York. 85 cents. So, I mean, that was probably an expensive book back in 1939. Guys, let me know down in the comments how much 35 cents was back then in those days. Do the math, because you can see, man, it's in great shape. If you can't stick that in front of your piano and play it, you have no business behind the thing. So, that's in great condition, guys, to be that rare. And I love finding stuff like this. The older, the better for me, because that's when stuff was made with quality. Like, I love it. All right, so here's one that's pretty cool. I don't know this song, but I have read the book when I was in, like, 7th grade. They made us read this book. But this is the West Side Story piano sheet music. It's in great condition, very playable, very understandable, no scribble marks in it, and that's one thing you gotta look out for with stuff like this. Like, yeah, it's cool, but to have real value behind it, it's gotta be clean on the inside. It can't have a bunch of, like, my name is David, grade 7 or something written in it and stuff like that. That really devalues the book. But if you do find stuff like that, you still could sell this thing as, like, a picture frame, you know, something you can frame up and put up. Like, it still makes cool artwork, you know. So this one right here that we have is called Chappelle's Showcase. And this is a showcase for piano. Apparently this is a song I've never heard of, Chappelle's Showcase. So if you guys have, let me know. We also have Meet George. I can't pronounce that, but yeah. So I found a bunch of these, guys. Like, I got a whole box of these. Like, I'm just showing you the ones that look cool to me, you know. Like, check this out, okay? This is David Lean's film, Dr. Zhivago, Somewhere My Love. Okay, so I know this is vintage, definitely. I don't know the exact date on it. I could probably... 1966, 65, it says in there is the copyright code. So that definitely looks like something from the 60s, at least early 70s, definitely. But, okay, so this one I want to say for the last right here was the Romeo and Juliet cover one. And this one's cool. I've never actually, I don't know the song, like I said. I've read the book, seen the movie with Leonardo, but I don't remember the songs to the movies. But yeah, so those are pretty cool to find, all those vintage sheet music ones. I mean, I got a bunch more, so if you want to see more, let me know. If not, I probably won't bring too many more into the mix. Alright, so check this out, guys. Anybody that likes like old vintage toys and stuff from back in the early 90s and early 80s and stuff, you're gonna love this bag I scored for $4, $3.99. And Goodwill always asks, you know, would you want to round up the penny to 4? And it's like, yeah, go ahead, you know, just a penny. Alright, so I'm gonna show you a couple of these real quick. Check this one out, guys. This one is 1989 Nintendo of America, Luigi on a Cloud. And I'm assuming this was like a McDonald's toy and a Happy Meal back in the day. But man, that's cool, man. I really like that. That might actually go on my collectible shelf over there. Alright, so quickly I'm going to go through the bag. So we got like a dirty Little Mermaid. Like, ugh, it's so dirty. I want to just set that to the side right there. Check this out. We got a Chuck E. Cheese looking like that is Chuck E. Cheese. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen one of those before. I actually had this one when I was a little kid. This is from Captain Planet. It was like the reverse car. You know, it had wheels on both sides. You could be the good guy, save the day, or you could pop them up just like that, and you could be the bad guy and try to ruin the day. So I always liked that toy when I was a little kid, and I think I got that at like Burger King or something. Let's see real quick. 1990 Burger King. Yeah, it was a Burger King toy. I remember that because it's part of like the Burger King Kids Club. And speaking of Burger King Kids Club, here goes. I can't read it because the paper got all messed up, but I want to say it's like the dude from the Magic School Bus movie, but it's still in the bag, so I'm not going to open it just in case it has some good value to it. But I don't know if you guys can really see that guy. He's like an orange-haired dude riding a dolphin. So I just thought that was pretty cool. This one, I actually had this one too, and I thought this was super cool whenever I found it. But check that out. Everybody remember the Moon Man from McDonald's on the moped? Like, I always thought that dude was pretty cool, man. I actually had that from one of my Happy Meals. And I remember playing with these when I was a little kid in, like, sandboxes and taking them to the beach and stuff. But, yeah, that was a pretty cool one. It's a little dirty. I'll clean that one up definitely, though. Got to save that one. All right, what else we got? All right, check this out. I remember having these, too. I don't remember if it was... I'm sure they're all stamped. This says just Disney on it, but... Everybody remembers this from like the Jungle Book, the monkey dude. But this was a toy from one of them Happy Meals. I just can't remember if it was like BK or McDonald's or what. Alright, so let's see what else we got. Okay, now speaking of between those two I just named, check that out. That's a Daffy Duck, alright? This one's pretty vintage too. I've never had this right here. But this one actually is from Arby's. Like, I didn't know, like, Arby's back in the day had Happy Meals and stuff, you know. So, that's pretty cool find, vintage Daffy Duck. Alright, let's see what else we got. Alright, we got this set of lips. Now, I can't remember this guy's name for nothing, so there's no point in even trying, because you just type in set of lips on, or Lip Man, or something like that on Google search, and you're not going to find this guy, that's for sure. But I always thought this dude was cool, man. I had one of these. See him sporting his Chuck Taylor's looking shoes with his like leather jacket and stuff. It's pretty cool. But if you guys remember this dude's name out there, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. Alright, so what else we got? We got two, I want to say these are Easter bunnies or something like that. I don't know what these are from. What are these? It's got stamping on it, but it's not like saying, like, you know, so maybe these are just two little figurine toys. So if you know what these guys are out there, please let me know in the comments down below. Alright, so let's see what else we got going on. We got a little Mickey Mouse with his dog, you know, it looks like he's probably with Goofy as a baby, you know, on a pillow. It's stamped Disney and stuff. That's pretty cool. Alright. So we got two of these. These are, let's see, Disney. They just say Disney on them. So if you know who those characters are out there, they got little airplanes with propellers and wheels and they're die cast, like, you know. So those are pretty cool. Let me know in the comments if you know if these are worth anything, because it's Disney. Maybe there's a big value for those if I clean them up. All right, so what else we got going on here? We got a rabbit. a vintage dirt bike. This thing is like super heavy too, man. That thing ain't no light plastic one. Like, it's got some plastic as handlebars and fenders and the seat and stuff, but everything else is pretty solid. So it's pretty cool. Works good. All right, and we got, as a Burger King Kids Club guy, this was the guy that was in the wheelchair, and he's missing his wheelchair, so that sucks. I wish he had it, but it's pretty cool. He's eating a burger, drinking a drink, obviously has the Burger King logo on it, and I loved the Kids Club when I was little, man. That was a pretty cool little thing, you know. You felt like you was actually a part of something, but you really wasn't. But so yeah, it was a pretty cool little find. Alright guys, so let's go to the next thing that we got. Alright, so by now I'm sure everybody has done looked at this way towards the end of the screen and seen this guy in the corner right here. So I want to go ahead and give him some spotlight too. This guy right here is pretty cool. It says on the front that he's the #1 golfer, and when you push his buttons, he's supposed to dance and go all nuts and stuff, right? Well, I took the old batteries out, and when I did, they were just roasted with acid, man. It was so bad, the battery compartment. So I cleaned it out with baking soda and scrubbed it down real good, and I'm just waiting longer for the baking soda to neutralize inside underneath. So one day we'll bring this guy back on the show and see if we can get him to work or not with some brand new fresh batteries after everything's been cleaned up. But yeah, I think he was a pretty cool little dude. He was only like 50 cents because his arm was hanging out, so apparently they thought it was broken, but really what it was is you just need to slide his shirt up some more this way and put his head back on his little peg inside, right? So you put that on there and it's like a magnet. So yeah, they thought it was broken, but I'm definitely going to fix them and try to get them back on the show and see if we can get them to sing his songs for us and stuff. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that like button down below, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me make this content for you guys. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and until next time, peace.